Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today we will be talking about the 10 rings and the quantum bands and their origins in the MCU. Now, of course, many people believe that the quantum bands and the 10 rings have a connection to Kang, but now that Kang is getting less of a presence in the MCU, I thought I'd go through my theories on where these two items come from. So let's start with the quantum bands. So what do we know about the quantum bands? Well, the quantum bands have been shown in Miss Marvel and, of course, the Marvels. These have been shown to tear holes in reality, both in space and time. So, yeah, I mean, it seems obvious they could be created by Kang the Conqueror, but I'll explain why I don't think so. So in Miss Marvel, we see the quantum bands, or the bangle, activate the mutant gene in Kamala Khan. This could be just because it has a huge amount of energy and that radiation has jump-started her mutant genes. Okay? That's his standard. Doesn't necessarily prove it's made by Kang. Also in Miss Marvel, she is able to, using the bangle, open a doorway to another realm, the clandestine's home realm, as well as they somehow found a way to open a gateway, not gateway, but a tear in reality so that Kamala ends up back in time. So here we have two examples of it being able to cross other dimensional planes as well as open holes in time. Then in the Marvels, we find out that the bangle is part of a set of two, and both are the quantum bands, which were used to create the network that with the hexagonal jump points, so that people in ships can travel from different points in space. Okay, this is an easy way for them to travel throughout the universe. Okay. Also, we've seen it being used at full power and tearing a hole in reality, almost causing an incursion between 616 and another universe. Now, this seems like an item that Kang would create, right? No. I believe not, and I'll tell you why. Kang, when he has shown his technology so far, it's clear it has a sort of set purpose. The TemPads are able to travel seamlessly through time, space, and even other realities, as we've seen in Deadpool and Wolverine. Not only that, but he used a TemPad personally. He Who Remains used his own personal master TemPad, and on top of that, we have seen him use different forms of technology in Quantum Mania, even a multiversal engine core, which allowed him to move his time chair or ship throughout space, time, and the multiverse. So it seems very seamless, this energy. So why would Kang use something that, let's face it, only causes time travel and multiversal travel through accidents? So it looks like the quantum bands, and this is my theory, were created by an ancient Kree person, okay? So this Kree, I believe, found its way to Earth somehow and found its way in this 10 Rings tomb, and obviously that's when Kamala Khan's great-grandmother found the bangle for the first time. And of course, there was another one buried on a distant planet in the Marvels, as we've seen. I believe this Kree person created the network to allow seamless travel between different planets throughout the universe, okay? And the quantum bands were created from maybe an infinity stone or some sort of powerful energy source somehow. I don't know how. It could be celestial. I even theorize that it might be a Kree Eternal that was able to create the quantum bands with this massive amount of energy, but it remains to be seen. I just don't believe it's a Kang. Now, these these quantum bands have the ability to obviously open holes in space and reality. And of course, this Kree must have used it to create that huge network, but anyone can access this network. Now, let's look at the few times where we've seen it used for like time travel and multiversal travel. When it was used for multiversal travel in the Marvels, it was when there was a huge amount of energy surge, between the bangles clashing together, essentially ripping a hole, as well as the fact that Dar-Ben throughout the movie opens different holes in reality, essentially crumbling the infrastructure and the very fabric of the universe and allowing a hole. If Dar-Ben just clashed it together once, it could be that maybe that massive hole in an incursion event may not have occurred. But it could be, I believe that it's because of the several times she uses it throughout the movie that has caused the very fabric and the very boundaries of the universe to just break apart. It is a huge amount of energy. I believe that this ancient Kree technology was created solely for that, and then this Kree discovered that the energy is too powerful and it can essentially tear holes in reality and warp the very fabric of the universe. So he decided to split them in two. Let's look at Kamala Khan's example of time travel as well. When she goes back in time, it's through accident completely. Nothing that these bands are used for are intentional, other than when the first network was created. Even Dar-Ben, when she clashes them together to create this massive hole in reality, she didn't want that to happen. She wanted it to just revive her homeworld through taking the star. So that's where we're kind of up to at the moment. So I believe that these quantum bands have nothing to do with Kang. I believe that they were created by an ancient Kree, possibly someone else, maybe a Celestial, but they were not created by Kang because their power level is so unstable. I feel like a Kang would feel quite embarrassed about creating something that doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. Either that, or we humans or anyone in the universe, because they're not intelligent enough, can't really comprehend on how to use them. Which makes me think that a higher level of being maybe created them, and that's why they're so unstable. I mean, look at the power level of it. It's so unstable. It completely obliterated Dar-Ben. It ripped a hole in space and time. In reality, it almost caused an incursion. And this is why I believe that these bands are not created by a Kang, because Kangs are very seamless with their technology. It doesn't seem right. So let's move on to the 10 rings. Now, the 10 rings, people believe are Kang technology, and I second that. I do believe that they are Kang technology, and I'll tell you why. The energy is obviously very reminiscent of Kang's energy. That blue little glow, of course, Shang-Chi obviously makes it glow yellow, which changes things. But here's my thoughts. A lot of Quantum Mania shows Kang's technology is very circular. There's a lot of circular devices and things like that. I mean, the very Multiversal Engine core has sort of rings flying around within it. So I think that the 10 rings come from some sort of device made by a Kang. Somehow this device was lost on Earth and broke apart, and simply the rings were scattered. Then the Mandarin came along, not understanding what the technology was. You know, I mean, the device would have been maybe destroyed, and these rings were just scattered around, when they are actually pieces, maybe gears in a sense, of a actual device. This would explain why they're sort of bonded together with that energy source. They got like a sort of tether to each other, each of the rings, and it could explain why it gave the Mandarin long-lasting life, because it is a huge amount of energy and an incredible piece of technology created by a Kang. This would make sense. Not only that, but I do see these rings coming from maybe another multiverse and engine core, or maybe something similar, or a device made by a Kang. And that could be why people theorize that in Shang-Chi 2, he will somehow be able to travel the multiverse or time travel. These rings kind of make sense. And another piece of evidence to me is that Kang's time chair in Quantum Mania was able to psychically link to himself. He was able to control it via his very thoughts. These rings kind of work the same way. They move and manipulate themselves around the user's very thoughts. And I suppose to the Mandarin, looking at them, being a Chinese man, he probably looked at these rings and thought, oh, these kind of look like the iron bracelets that we use in martial arts. And so wielded them and found that they had this powerful energy. This is my personal theory. This is why I think they are Kang related. It's the fact that they are rings. It's the fact that they've got that energy around them, and it's the fact that they could literally have some sort of connection to the Kang dynasty, as referenced in a sense or hinted at, as well as all technology that Kang showed in Quantum Mania. Not every single thing, but a lot of it was very ring-like. Even the language in the quantum realm looked very circular. And of course, Kang loves, I mean, they look like the Sacred Timeline, how it was just one big ring originally. This is just my personal thought. I mean, I could very well be wrong about both of these. They could both be created by Kang, or maybe they could be created by someone else, especially with the Multiverse Saga now not including Kang. I think that these rings will be referenced as something related to Kang, whether a device or something. But I feel like the Kang dynasty will be very, very thrown apart, thrown away, irrelevant, but I think they'll still reference the fact that the 10 rings have some sort of connection to Kang, even though he will not be playing a role, at least a large role, in the MCU going forward. I do have a video coming out on Kang and Doctor Doom and how the MCU may be going forward with their movies, with their projects, sorry. And it's a very, very good theory. Personally, I don't think Marvel will do it, but I think it'll be a very, very cool theory that I will be releasing very, very soon. But for now, thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe for more content like this. And let me know what you think about, this sort of discussion that we've had. Tell me, do you think the 10 rings were created by Kang, or what do you think they are? Where do you think they come from? Do you think Marvel are going to carry on going about that? Or do you think Marvel will go a completely different direction? And same with the quantum bands. Where do you think they come from? What do you think their purpose is? Who created them? And are they going to play a big role in the MCU going forward? So yeah, please let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.